What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Madhouse as a part of my Does It Suck series, specifically with Blurred Trickster Maya. I'm doing this upon request. It sounded like a good request to me because Chain Reaction might have some synergy with the Madhouse. The reason I say that is because by default, the Madhouse has bouncing bullets. In fact, upon impact, the Madhouse will split into 2 bullets, or a shot from the Madhouse will split into 2, and then bounce around some more. And I thought this might have some good synergy with the Chain Reaction skill that the Blurred Trickster Comm obviously boost. So we'll see how that goes here. This is the skill build that I'm using. I have on a Corrosive Bone of the Ancients, and we'll be grouping some enemies up with Quasars in order to perhaps get maximum synergy with the weapon. Now, I had taken a look at this weapon earlier with Zero, and I decided that it didn't necessarily suck. There were perhaps some better options available, even in the Assault Rifle realm for Zero. But you can see right there, it had no problem taking out one of those enemies without phase lock at all. So that's kind of good. Let's group these guys up and try to get some chain reaction going on them. You can see there that right now it is a very effective crowd control weapon with Maya. Honestly, I had done some preliminary testing with this before I had decided to do the video, and it straight up surprised me. I didn't expect it to be this potent in crowd control scenarios. It's kind of fun to use as well, so that's kind of neat. So we'll get these enemies lit up here, and hopefully Life Tap can keep us alive, despite the fact that we had some corrosive dot on us. That was good stuff. Try to kill an enemy here before we die, so that was good. You can see that even though I'm only shooting at one enemy, Chain Reaction is helping me kill multiple at a time. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Try to group these enemies up, perhaps. Alright, and we killed that Exploder at the same time, so now we don't even have to worry about him. I don't know if there are going to be any more enemies in here, but let's take out this Hot Loader. You can see that without phase lock, it is, significantly less impressive, but that is to be expected. This is a weapon that is going to excel when you have Wreck and Chain Reaction going, and then perhaps not be as potent once you don't. So that's one of the things that isn't great about the weapon, but I think that its potency when using phase lock and proper use of Chain Reaction to damage multiple enemies at a time, it can be pretty damn cool. Wow, that didn't slag him. Don't worry, Ruin will. Hopefully, being in this doorway will cause some of these bullets to bounce back upon this guy. You can see that we killed him in just over 1 deception. We didn't get Sweet Release to activate. We would have if we killed him a couple seconds earlier, but that gives you an idea for how potent the weapon is on a single target. But that's obviously not where the weapon excels. If you were fighting a single target, you could definitely choose any myriad of other weapons. Now, against a group of enemies, though, the Madhouse is pretty fun to use, and pretty potent as well. Not as powerful as, say, a Pimpernel would be with Chain Reaction, but still very strong. I wonder if we do any damage to the guy upstairs there. Maybe. Probably not. We'll go ahead and kill him later. He'll obviously have recovered any damage that we did by the time we get to him, but still fun to notice if it was able to deal any damage to him, I guess. Let's group these 2 guys up and see if we can't get some good chain reaction going. That time it didn't work too well, and obviously Maya doesn't have Bore, so we don't want to bounce too many more bullets into this guy until we can pick him up. Eats enemies up pretty damn quickly. It's not the world's strongest weapon by any means, but I would say that it doesn't suck with Blurred Trickster Maya. I am using the wild ass version of it here, and that is because it has a superior fire rate compared to the base damage model, and it obviously has a superior damage compared to the base fire rate model, at the cost of a little bit of accuracy. However, this weapon is obviously not accurate to begin with, so that's not really a big deal to me. We'll go ahead and let both of these enemies die, and then we'll get back to fighting some real enemies here. What I want to do is kind of bring everything into my pit of death once the exploders have been dealt with, so that hopefully we can, group multiple enemies up and kill them like that. For whatever reason, the hot loaders do not get affected by singularity sources, be it Converge or a Quasar. at the point in time that they are, you know, throwing grenades. And so that is rather irritating, but that's okay. We still managed to get him killed. And Inertia was able to keep our shield up through that damage. So that was cool. Group these guys up. I'm going to phase lock this one because he's more dangerous with his arms spinning, I guess, and the bullets flying around. Unfortunately, was not able to get this guy slagged, but we'll kill him just the same. Cool. So now we have phase lock active, and we still have quite a few rounds. Despite the fact that assault rifles have a really deep ammo pool, the Madhouse, because of its deep magazine size and relatively low damage per bullet, has enabled us to use quite a bit of ammo up until this point. Regardless, it's still killing enemies fairly quickly. So if ammo efficiency is one of its biggest problems, the fact that it is an assault rifle mitigates that to some extent. So I'm running back here to grab a little bit more assault rifle ammo before we continue. Being that we are low on primarily assault rifle ammo right now, we should be able to stock back up a little bit. There are also some ammo crates before we get to the next room. There are some maps that are worse than others on ammo, but this one's pretty generous, and most of the harder maps in the game are rather generous with ammo drops, so that works out well. Looks like we have two hot loaders right now. There's no real way that I can get them close enough to each other at this moment, so I'll just phase lock this one. You can see the bullets trying to get over to that other one. It's just unfortunate that he wasn't slagged and stuff. Again, the hot loaders do not get affected by singularities when they're throwing grenades. I think that that is rather aggravating, but not a huge deal. Alright, I don't want to waste phase lock on one enemy here, so I'm just going to get close to this guy and absolutely wreck him. You can see there, because the weapon has rather poor accuracy and everything, that when you're closer to an enemy, you're much more likely to have multiple shots hit them and everything, so that works out. And you can see we wasted the power loader that was under the junk loader there. This is a pretty potent weapon with chain reaction. Obviously, you probably wouldn't go seek it out because there are better options available, but if you happen to have one, it'd be hard to argue that it couldn't be used effectively, because it definitely can. Is this the last guy over here right now? We'll take him out. Ooh. Got a big guy over there. Let's see if we can't kill this advancing exploder. We can. When you're close enough, the accuracy isn't that bad. It's after a certain point, the bullets really start to move around in weird ways and everything. So, in a bad spot right here because I was nowhere near close enough to take advantage of that super badass loader being phase locked, so that kind of sucked. But now, we can definitely take advantage of him. Hitting some criticals in the process, wear him out pretty quickly. That was good. Should be just a couple more enemies coming here. Again, when you're close range, this weapon is going to eat enemies up, especially if there is any sort of backstop that you might benefit from as well. Long range definitely suffers, though. Either way, the weapon is plenty potent to take out enemies, so that's pretty good. Like I said, not the world's strongest weapon, but an effective weapon nonetheless. Go ahead and move on into Pervy's domain at this point. We'll see how we can kill him and his buddies. Unfortunately, they only spawn 2 enemies in Pervy at a time, but that's alright. I was hoping to get Pervy over the edge there so that we could group them all up, but definitely didn't happen for me. Still killed Pervy even at long range, though, so that was interesting. Slagged at the moment, but feeling aggressive, so going for it. Getting multiple kills with one phase lock, that is something that I do enjoy. It's a very simple weapon to use with chain reaction. It's kind of just point and use, you know, you don't have to specifically aim for certain enemies or anything like that, because the total chaos of the situation will benefit you. You're definitely going to have rounds hitting enemies, no matter where you aim at, but I find that aiming directly at the phase-locked enemy is fairly effective. So there you go, there's the Madhouse with the Blurred Trickster build. Like I said, it's not the most potent weapon in the world, but it did surprise me in some capacity, and I thought I would share that with you guys. I don't honor all requests, but the ones that sound fun or interesting enough, those are the ones that I will be doing. And so thank you for requesting this. A couple people had actually done it, which is, cool. This weapon is the legendary Bandit assault rifle. I can't really remember who it drops from right now. I do believe it drops from Mad Dog out in Lynchwood, but I could be wrong on that. That's just from what I remember. So there you go. There is the Madhouse with the Blurred Trickster build. I would say that it definitely does not suck, and that it is surprisingly potent when you have chain reaction going on multiple enemies at a time. It works almost as well on humanoid enemies as well if you are using the fire version. So there's Maya with the wild-ass Madhouse. As always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. I'd appreciate that as well. Otherwise, I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.